Um, Hello, my people. Good evening. This is probably, well, it's good morning because it's 12 midnight. And this is a Saturday night against Sunday morning. So this is Sunday, 2 a.m. Okay. And I really have a very important message. Okay. Especially for my family and friends that are in Nigeria. Okay. And also for those that have people that are in Nigeria. Um, you know, if you're keeping tabs on what is going on in Nigeria, you know that a lot is going on. And by the way, uh, if you're keeping tabs on what is going on in Nigeria, in politics, okay, the news, the media, if you pay attention to it, you know that there's a lot that is going on, okay? Nigeria is going through hell, okay? And the purpose of this message that I'm making today is because of the speakings of the Lord. Okay, um, I want to start off like this, and I'm speaking slowly or quietly because I'm in a place of work. So I in 2017, around between March and May, okay. So there was a dream that the Lord showed me. Okay, it was a very dreadful one. Like, I woke up scared, like I was so afraid, okay, that I started crying. So, and in that dream, it was the plot of the enemy against, and please, this is mainly, okay, if you're not a child of God, okay, it concerns you if you're Nigeria, okay, but it really doesn't concern me because, I mean, you have option to divert or, change to whatever you want to do. Back to the story. So in 2007, okay, during that month that I mentioned, I was waiting on the Lord for a couple of days, okay, and then in that process of waiting on the Lord, okay, the Lord showed me something that is about to happen to Nigeria, okay, or happen in Nigeria. And when I got that dream, because I believe that one of the ways that the Lord speaks to me is through dreams, okay, and I've like pretty much all my life, okay, everything that has gone on and it's going on, I've seen it, okay. So that's why I know it's the Lord, okay, and it's been one way that we communicate. So during my period of waiting on the Lord, so He showed me the plot of the enemy, and when I call the enemy, I also want us to please, actually, before I go on, this is in by no means trying to create fear. Okay, this is in by no means trying to bring segregation. Okay, no, not at all. If you know me, you will know that I'm a peaceful man. Okay, very humble. I think I am, at least, and I'm quiet, like I tend to be to myself, okay? And anything that brings confusion, conflict, it's not for me. But at the same time, I cannot stand by and watch my people die on the hands of of the enemy, okay? So somebody has to stand up, okay? Somebody has to do something, okay? So please, I hate nobody, okay? I am not here to hate to pass a hate message or whatever, but please know that the fire or there is fire on the mountain, okay, and it's coming from the northern part of Nigeria, okay, specifically the Muslim part of Nigeria, okay, the Islamic side of Nigeria, because Nigeria is made up of well, I would say three major parts: the Hausas, the Igbos, and the Yorubas. Okay, and there are so many other ones. These are for non-Nigerians. Okay, and in that, the Hausas are mainly in power. Okay, in pretty much everything. Okay, and they are running the country. But that is not where we're going today. It's about their plot, which I know. Okay, it's it's not a thing of today, okay? It's not particularly in Nigeria. It's not only for Nigeria. The world should be very careful because it's I know it's starting today in Nigeria, okay? It's been going on in so many other places around the world, okay? But that is an agenda that he's using to come, okay? So it's starting in Nigeria because we have Muslims among us and the radical ones. And while I am saying that, and I want to categorize, okay, there are radical Muslims and there are good ones, okay. I have friends that are Muslims, okay. Mumu is one of them. There are so many of them, okay, that I have. Uh, um, my friend that I met in school, okay. So it's not about the people itself, it's about the religion, okay. Please understand me. It's not about the person, okay. For example, my friend, but it's about the religion. And I'm not here to derogate any religion and be like, oh, yours is fake. This is me, Mr. James. As long as this life is concerned, you're allowed to worship whatever you want to worship, okay? But my job as the Son of God is to tell you that there is a better way. But the decision is yours to choose, okay? I can't force it on you. I cannot force my religion on you. You can be a Muslim, that's fine. You'll still be my friend. But I will always tell you as my friend, and I love you because I know better, as I think I do, that there is a better way to follow. Okay, so having said all this, please, this is not to pass any hate speech or to be like, oh, he's tribalism, whatever. This has nothing to do with tribalism. Okay, this is about blood being shed, blood being shed. Okay, mainly Christians, whether you're Igbo or Yoruba or even Hausa. Okay, so back to the story of my dreams in 2017. So while I was waiting on the Lord showed me a dream, and I'm going to tell it to everyone, and then couple it and then bring it to the reason why I'm making this video. So this dream happened in 2017, and being my type, if you know me, I don't, I don't, I don't know how to put it. I'm a quiet and a private person. Okay, maybe to an extent to fault. Okay, I tend to be to myself a lot. Okay, so this thing is not to all this thing that our young boys are doing today, or with every because we have internet, because we have access to to the media. Whatever you share, it's your life. I'm not complaining about it. Okay, but how the Lord is training me, okay, that is not my type. Okay, I believe that there are time and there are seasons, and my hour has not come yet. Okay, my hour has not come. Just like Jesus told his mother Mary, woman, my hour has not come, and I know my hour has not come. So please, before I digress a little bit about saying my hours. In that dream, actually, I was talking about the reason. I don't want people to get this motive or he's seeking attention. Or if you know me, I would rather die in my secret place, okay, than come and whose attention, okay, for what? There are better things to do. There are more level of glory to conquer. I don't need nobody's attention, okay. So please, this is mainly to pass message, okay. This is mainly to get Christians get up because the days are bad, okay. The days of being a lazy Christians are gone. And not just in Nigeria, it applies to us even here in America. Yes, Nigerians are facing terrorism by the Islams or the Muslim people, the radical, Muslim people. Here in America, we're also facing our own. Okay, we have government issues and so many of them. Okay, hatred, racism, it's everywhere. So each country has their own problem they are going through. But mine with Nigeria is that it concerns blood, and it's immense, like it's a lot. Okay, it's not something that as a child of God you should just look over it. Okay, so please, one point that I just wanted to make clear. This is not seeking attention, and because of it, I am not posting this on Facebook, okay? Because there was instruction given to me. My hour has not come, and not because I'm afraid, okay? In fact, call me anytime, I will defend this, okay? Because I know what I was told, okay? And yesterday's prophecy confirms it. And I know if you are alert in the spirit, and I know there are so many, okay, because the Bible said that the secret of the Lord are for those that fears Him, okay. Izunzuzo Jehovah the rendering at the same thing I said in English, I just said it in my dialect, okay. So, and I know if you are alert in the spirit, the Lord must have spoken to you in one way or the other, okay, because He makes the hidden secrets of the enemy known to their children. And a perfect example of that is 2 Kings chapter 2, okay? And I want you to focus on verse 12 when you read it. So now the dream. So in that dream, okay, I traveled to Nigeria. Like from here, I went to Nigeria in that dream, okay, to see my people, okay, my friends. And when I came into Nigeria at the airport, and the person that came to pick me, if I can remember correctly, okay. So when he took me, he brought not we didn't go to my place, my house. We went to somewhere like a camp where they're keeping us, the Christians, in that dream. So I was like, when is this? When has Nigerian, what is going on? Why can't I go to my place? And I saw people, men, okay, now the Lord has explained, but in that dream, it was men with guns. These are not soldiers, they are not police, okay? These are not people of the force, okay? These are citizens, okay? They should not have guns. They have guns on their hand, parading the street, okay? And they don't have it, not like in America that anyone can own a gun. No, that is, they are carrying it to use it at anybody they wish, and there is nothing you can do about it. I wish this camera would stop all this crazy focus thing. Okay, so in that dream, like I was like, when has Nigeria turned into this? Because I didn't know. Okay, so it was later when I woke up. Okay, I started, because when I dreamed, the Lord tried to explain the dreams to me, and later I began to, hear about stories. I heard something about Sharia law, and then to my surprise, about 2 days ago, there was something I saw on Facebook called Ruga. Okay, and the Lord was telling me that is what you saw coming to pass. Okay, so back to the story of the dream. So in that dream, so as I came back, my friend came to pick me, but instead of going to my house, we went to a place more like a camp where they kept us. So those people with the guns owns the country in that dream, okay, and we, the Christians, okay, are now being suppressed, being oppressed, okay, and okay, before I continue, before I go there. So I'm like, what is going on? Okay, you can't do anything if you are a Christian. So this is the only remedy to go out and do whatever you want to do, or the only option is neither you denounce your faith as a Christian and join Islam. I'm not saying I was told after the dream. It was very specific in the dream. Is only if you denounce your faith and join Islam, you'll be free to get out of that camp, okay? And you see how people are packed like sardines, okay, in a room. Me, myself, it affected me, okay? So being my type, I was very furious, okay? So my friend that came to pick me, because I couldn't do anything else. My plan was to go visit so many people in that dream, but because I was confined in a particular place, I didn't go nowhere else. Okay, I didn't go back to the east, or because I had a lot of things in plan in that dream that I was going to do. So we were put in that place, okay, treated like slaves, like literary slaves, okay. So there is this kind of person that I am, that I hate oppression, okay. I cannot stand it. So that thing wanted to come up, to start challenging them, okay. And my friend advised me, there is nothing you can do as long as you're here. In fact, if you do, they'll stop you from traveling back to America. That is what that my friend told me. And Chubi, and I hope you will say this, you are that friend in that dream. Okay, so he was like, if you do this, they will ban. They have this, like, it was planned and well organized. The way it happened, everybody was like, the only way out is neither denounce your faith as a Christian, or what, or remain where you are, be be be, be under a slavery for them, just for believing in God. Okay, so that was how the thing happened in the dream, and I was so furious. So my brother was like, there's nothing you can do as long as we're in Nigeria, so you have to go back. Maybe from there you can God can use you to bring help. I was like, okay, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so I was so furious, so angry. I went out. The food were trash, like literally once a day. That's what they eat. Okay, there was tension and fear in the society. You cannot correct anybody if those people with those guns. You can't tell them that they are doing wrong. No, you can't. Okay, because um, if you do, they will shoot you, and they will. I mean, not even police can do anything, neither the government, because the government actually in that know that the government was in support of what is happening. So it's not that it's something outside. So it was actually the government that's orchestrated the whole event. Okay, so and in that dream I was like, okay, you need to take me back, because I didn't like I wanted to stay, but I didn't stay. And then when he took me back to the airport, I woke up. Okay, so when I woke up, there was this burden in my spirit. I was so, like, so sad, being that I'm a Nigerian. Okay, and above it, or above all, a Christian. Okay, and just like I told you guys, it was happening to two particular people: the Christians, anybody Christian, and particularly the tribe, the Igbo tribe, which I come from. Okay, and this is not to sound biased or whatever. This is what I was shown. All right, this is what I was shown. So when I woke up, and being that I was still waiting on the Lord, when I had this dream, um, and so many other things that the Lord showed me, but this is the particular one I want to share. I started crying, you know, because the Lord made it very clear to me that this is an agenda that is happening. Okay, it's a plot. Okay, so when I got hold of myself, I began to thank God. Okay, because just like I quoted initially, the secrets of the Lord are for those that fear Him, and the Lord began to tell me that I showed you this not to come and cry, but to stand in the gap and pray. So I did my job. Okay, I prayed. Uh, I also took it to my church. Pastor Femi, I don't know if you can remember, I related such a story in one of our prayer meetings back then in 2017, okay, about the dream I had, and Christians in Nigeria being oppressed and so on and so forth. Okay, I don't think I went into such details like this because of me. I don't want to cause sins, or I don't like notice me. And Isaac, bro Isaac, Ike, Ikechukwu Ike. I also, that when I had this dream was the time, if you remember 2017, when I used to live in school, you come to my house and we stay. And I think I remember I shared something like this with you. I don't know if I did, but I think I do. Oh, sorry, I think I did. So I did my portion. I prayed, like I really, and I know that the Lord answered me. One of the things if I have nothing, there is something that I know for sure. As long as this life exists, that is a gift from God, and that is I can pray. I can pray. Let me leave it at that level, okay? So I prayed. um, I got an assurance that the Lord answered my prayer. Okay, so now, like I said, I shared with some of my brethren the dream I had. Okay, because sometimes, just like I said, I'm too secretive, even to a fault. Okay, so and that was it. End of discussion. And that was the dream. Then even in that 2017, I also like, there was this gentleman on Facebook. He was once an Hollywood actor, but now he's into I don't know. He's an activist or something like that. Okay, somebody Ikechukwu. I can't remember correctly, but I think his first name or something is Ikechukwu. So he also in one of the videos I saw that he posted on Facebook, he said similar thing that the Lord showed him where there is a bloodshed in Nigeria. Okay, so I'm like, maybe the Lord is trying to confirm what He told me. And then there was this another lady, maybe was it from Kenya, but certainly not from Nigeria. But there was another video that I saw that was also pointing out what is going to happen in Nigeria. Okay, and that was it. I kept on praying. All right, but not like I pray about it every single day. Okay, not that I do that now. I mean, then. So just that I prayed in that my period of waiting on God, I prayed for it, and then I moved on. So now, the reason for this video. Yesterday, in our place of prayer, a prophecy came. Okay, concerning this particular thing, and now this is where the warning comes in. So this was the prophecy. The Spirit of the Lord warned everybody, especially if you have anybody in Nigeria that lives in the north, that you should tell them to be as wise and as serpent. Okay? This is how the Spirit of the Lord says it. To keep one foot in your place in north and the other in home. That means be ready to leave. Okay? That there is a plot, okay, by the Islams, okay? There is a shedding of blood that is coming. The agenda is to Islamize Nigeria, okay? To turn Nigeria into an Islamic nation. But because there are sons and daughters like you, we say no, it can never happen. Because we were given birth in that land, that will never happen. But before we get there, so that was the prophecy that came yesterday. Okay, and the prophecy said that it is very, like, it is close. And now I want to that is something that Apostle Paul does a lot when he, when the Spirit talks with through him. He said this is the Spirit, and then this is when he talks for himself, he said this is Paul. So now this is James analyzing that whole thing. And when the Spirit prophesied yesterday in our place of prayer that the time is near, okay, this is my conclusion. This will happen in less than 5 years. It's not going to be up to 5 years. In fact, if you ask me to be very specific, I give you 2020 and 2021. That is when this will happen. That is James speaking, not the Lord or not the Spirit. I, James, am saying this will happen between 2020 and 2021, because we're in 2019 already. So it's next year and the upper one. So now, our prayer as sons and daughters, ambassadors of heaven, is that the Lord will provide this. The Lord will not allow the oppressions, the desires of our enemies to come to pass over our heads. But again, because sometimes I'm very careful with how things are. I know it's so bad, okay, and I'm not trying to say that this may be the Lord bringing it. No, okay, but if the Lord allows it to happen, there is a purpose for it, right? And if you remember very clearly, when the people of Israel sins, the Lord uses the northern nation to punish them, okay. So please, Christians, please, Nigerians, please, my people, I want to start off like this. If you have anybody in the north that is their base, please warn them. Warn them to be very careful. It is not safe. It is not safe. Be very careful in your movements, okay? The Spirit of the Lord has said it again. I had a dream in 2017. Yesterday in our place of prayer, that prophecy came, confirming exact which I had, okay, and which I believe, if you are alert in the Spirit, that you must have seen some signals. And that will bring me to this point. As a child of God, especially in this our present time, There are you can't afford to be complacent when it comes to the things of the spirit. See, this is me. mm. If you want to be for God, be for God. See, the days of lukewarmness in the kingdom of God are gone. Oh, let's no, not in my time, not in my generation. Okay, so if you want to be for God, kukuma stand out so that we will know that you are for the Lord. Okay, and not just with your words, your actions, the way you carry yourself, the way you dress, okay, the things you do should define you as a child of God. Let that be a landmark. Let that be a separation. The Bible said, "There shall be a separated people unto me." Why are we so intertwined with the word that today you can't even tell who is a Christian and who is not a Christian? You know, the Christianity that I was taught growing up is not what I'm seeing today in society. And my prayer to God is that my life will be a beacon. My life will be a beacon to change that. But that is not what, our focus today. What I'm saying, as a Christian, you need to be very alert. That, see, even this thing that we're doing, this our race of Christianity. We I think the idea of grace has made Christians to be lazy. I am not saying there is no grace. There is grace, but that idea has brought this level of complacency that we believe that grace should because He's a loving God. Why should I pray against my enemies? God should know to fight them. And yet the Bible told you that this war is not against flesh and blood. Hmm? When will you arise? When will you take God serious just for once? A warning, prophecy, call it warning, call it prophecy, but mark my word. You might sound surprised, okay, because you've never seen me do this kind of thing, because I don't. I keep things to myself because I believe there are time and there are season. Ecclesiastes 9:11. Okay, I believe there are times and there are seasons, and my time and my season is coming. But now, what I am in now is the seed time. I'm planting, okay? I'm preparing. So, and that is the same thing that I want you as a child of God to do. There is this next phase of life. And when I say that, it's not just Nigeria, in the whole world, there are only two sets of people that will rule, okay? Men of the spirit and men of wisdom. The days of anyhow Christians are gone, okay? You can't be anyhow Christian no more. I'm watching all the time. I intend this to be 30 minutes and I only have 3 minutes. So please, my brethren, I beg you, number one, for this prophecy, for this dream that I had, and being that all my dreams, especially the ones that the Lord specifically shows me, literally everything that I've dreamt about happens. So my dreams are not a joke, and I'm not telling you to believe in my dreams. I don't need you to believe in them. Me alone, I believe in them. I don't need your believing. But all I'm asking you just to trust the Lord. Just once in your life, please get rid of complacency in your life and take God seriously. The days are getting worse. Are we going to talk about what is happening in our media? Is it in our schools, in our society? How the standard and the moral of God are being degraded every single day. And yet, there are so-called light and salts of the world. Benny. My Yoruba people will say Ben. I don't know what that means, but I love that word. Please, my people. Please, I beg of us. So, let the David arise. Our prayer is that, there was one thing that David said that I love so much. How dare you, an uncircumcised Philistines, challenge the armies of the Lord? Let the armies arise. If you're one of them, okay? You know yourself. Please, where are the David The hour has come for you to intercede for your country. Stand up and pray. Stand up and pray. There is blood raining, my people. May the Lord help us. My prayer and our prayer is this, that the Lord, in the name of Christ Jesus, our Savior, will render useless the plans of the enemies against His church. Because I want you to know this. I know he's using the Muslims, but this is against Christ. I mean, this is fighting the will of God, fighting the ruling of Christ in our generation. As simple as it is. If they win Nigeria, they've won England. Okay, so I know sometimes it sounds. I know I'm extending my time, but I really need to say this. It comes in a particular way, but there is all these things. Satan is not foolish. Everything he does, there is an agenda, and the agenda is Christ, to make sure that that name is not established, to make sure that that kingdom is not established. So he will use every means, and one of them is the Muslims. Okay, immorality, the media, internet, technology, which we are the head. So please, get up. If you're the David, get up, Joshua. Get up, Elijah. Where are you? The Lord is calling on you. The time for you to act is now. Please get up, for there are things to be done for the Lord. As I will always say, there are lands to be conquered. Who are the men and women that will usher in our Lord Jesus, the final revival that has been prophesied by the prophet of old? Wigglesworth, Mr. Wigglesworth, yes. There was one prophecy he prophesied, and I believe strongly it is my generation. And I'm asking God, please, may I be a partaker in your move. I don't know about you. That's the only one thing I'm here to do, is to live for my Lord. There are lands to be conquered. So please, if you have people in Nigeria, and especially in the northern part of Nigeria, please tell them that the days are getting worse and it's coming. The prophecy yesterday said it's coming as soon as possible. Thank you for listening. I'm doing this to challenge you as a child of God. You can't be complacent. Whether you're in Nigeria or you're here, you need to be alert in this. Know what is happening around you. No, come on, y'all. Come on, man. How long are we going to be doing this as children of God? Let me stop here. Thank you. And please, I indulge you and I beg you to join us in prayers. Isaac, Engineer Izu, Sister Chinyere, Sister Songi, Bro Sam, all these people that I'm mentioning, Chubi, Sister Oli, like all these people, please get up and pray. If you love Nigeria, if you have any interest in Nigeria, now is the time to intercede for that nation. Thank you, and I love you with the love of Christ. May His grace keep us even in this race. Amen.